Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Stretch words like spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Stretch words like spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Stretch words like
All right, guys, make sure you are liking the video. Welcome to the channel. Now, this wasn't a video that I had planned on doing. Actually, I was working on something else, but you never know where this job is going to take you. Now, this is some information that somebody sent to me, and I went and researched it. Yep, and it turned out to be true. So where should I begin? Okay, there is a lady. Her name is, well, I shouldn't say a lady. She was a judge. So she was a judge. Her name is Susan Wooten. Susan Wooten. Let me get my notes here. So Susan Wooten was a judge. Okay. Let me get my notes because it was a lot. I was overwhelmed. It was just so much information. So let's go back. Yes. So she actually, well, let's kind of get into this part so I can kind of let y'all understand how this county, Collin County, Texas, the way they work is they're all friends, you know, especially when it comes to, you know, the judges and the district attorney. So in this particular situation, she ran against a judge that was currently in a position and she unseated him. Okay, so she pretty much won. I mean, that's, you know, pretty much what people do. And when they want to take your job, they run for your position. Well, let's get into what happened to her. Now, let's go back to, this happened in 2008. Susan Wooten, she defeated the incumbent judge, which was a judge that was already in that position. He was a Republican judge, but she actually won his seat. Now, she ended up suing them after, honey, they wrongly convicted the lady. So let me kind of let y'all know what happened. After she won his seat, They trumped up charges against this lady and convicted her. She ultimately went back to court in front of the Supreme Court and they dismissed everything. But this kind of just goes to how corrupt these people are. Now, I want to kind of show you guys something. Again, this is not new, but the relevance with this particular case is that it involves, the judge that sat on the trial court for Karmelo is his daddy, y'all. So his daddy was the district attorney, and she sued him too because she said he was doing things that he shouldn't have been doing with getting her prosecuted, so getting her convicted. So it's a whole big long story. I want to show you guys something that I was able to find online. Now, I literally had to go to the case. The thing about this, guys, you can probably find a couple of videos on this. There is literally no videos, but I was able to find this one. Now, ultimately, this is where it gets crazy, guys. The number one reason why they convicted this lady, because they wanted to remove her from the bench. So what they ultimately kept telling her is, if you just leave, we won't convict you. If you leave, we won't convict you. How do you tell somebody after they won their position, just leave, go away, and we won't convict you? So she didn't do it. So they ended up convicting her. So what you're going to watch right now is after she's convicted, right? Now they move to take her bar card, essentially, because what they're saying is, you were convicted of a crime. We don't want you to practice law, because what they really don't want her to do is they don't want her to come back as a judge or none of that. So they really want to finish her and get rid of her. So I kind of want to let you guys see some of that. Okay, so let me play that video.
A forum to relitigate the underlying convictions. The 12 members of the jury in the underlying case have already convicted respondent of these crimes. We will strenuously object to any attempt to collaterally attack those convictions. Lastly, I'd like to emphasize that through the disciplinary system, we are called upon to protect the integrity of our profession. We're also called upon to protect the public. Allowing the respondent to keep her law license after these convictions would undermine both of those callings. At the close of the evidence, the commission will ask the board to exercise its discretion and disbar respondent 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐜𝐫𝐢𝐛𝐾. Thank you.
So after she received the conviction, guys, they wanted to strip this woman of her law license. Now, we're going to get into what she was actually convicted of, but ultimately, they just gave her probation because they just wanted her to go away. But she went back and she overturned the conviction and got it totally erased from her record.
Thank you.
Listen to what her attorney speaks, and listen to what he says about Collin County.
Thank you. May it please the board, counsel. Discretion. That's why we're here this morning. This was a slam dunk, like the state is alleging that it is, because there's convictions. There would be no need to have a hearing. No need to have a 5-hour hearing, which I know is very rare for this board. For you to exercise your discretion, which means to either disbar or to suspend Judge Wooten for the period of her probation, which there's no dispute here that her sentence was fully probated, so it is under the rules. You do have to look behind the conviction. I have no intent to relitigate what happened, but I think every lawyer on this board understands that sometimes juries do get it wrong. And if I had a jury of 12 lawyers, you're going to hear evidence from judges. One judge in particular, district judge in Collin County, as we go through this hearing, that said, there is no way these bribery counts would withstand appeal. He's board certified in criminal law. The politics of Collin County are amazing. Something that I have never seen before. I grew up in Collin County. I was born in Plano. Judge Wooten ran for office in 2008 to get rid of a tyrant of a district judge. First time ever in that county's history that a sitting district judge was challenged. How dare she, for the first time in that county's history, challenge an incumbent? They were enjoying their appointed.
Did you guys hear what he said? The problem was, who are you, lady, that you think you can come in here and run for somebody's seat and then win? They got her ass, okay? They were like, you don't get to come up in here. Now, everything she did was legal. She can do that. But they said, oh no, ho, you is not gonna come up in here and think you're gonna win one of our seats and take our job. So they said, we putting this hoe in jail. And that's exactly what they did.
Judicial system in Collin County where a new bench would be opened up and are amazing. Something that I had never seen before. I grew up in Collin County. I was born in Plano. Judge Wooten ran for office in 2008 to get rid of a tyrant of a district judge. First time ever in that county's history that a sitting district judge was challenged. How dare she, for the first time in that county's history, challenge an incumbent? They were enjoying their appointed judicial system in Collin County where a new bench would be opened up and the governor would appoint and that judge would get to stay there.
So listen, guys, did y'all understand what he said? The way that we do things is you elect, you run for, election and you get elected. That's not how they were doing things. So guess what? You get in good with the good old boys, you can get elected. So what they were doing is the governor would put who he want. So in this case, she ran for a seat. Now I saw somebody's comment in the chat and it said, what does this have to do with, I think it said Judge Roach or something like this. This is Judge Roach's. So Judge Roach, his father got sued for a wrong conviction case that was ultimately overturned. Because what he did is he assisted and trumped up charges against somebody. Now, he didn't admit anything, but ultimately when she came back and got those charges expunged from her record or dismissed or whatever you want to call it, she also walked away with $600,000. So that should tell everything you need to know.
For life. Things were changing in Collin County.
Rules. This is not a forum to relitigate the underlying convictions. The 12 members of the jury in the underlying case have already convicted respondent of these crimes. We will strenuously object to any attempt to collaterally attack those convictions. Lastly, I'd like to emphasize that through the disciplinary system, we are called upon to protect the integrity of our profession. We're also called upon to protect the public. Allowing respondent to keep her law license after these convictions would undermine both of those callings. At the close of the evidence, the commission will ask the board to exercise its discretion and disbar respondent Suzanne Wooten. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Schulte.
Thank you. May it please the board, counsel. Discretion. That's why we're here this morning. This was a slam dunk, like the state is alleging that it is, because there's convictions. There would be no need to have a hearing. No need to have a 5-hour hearing, which I know is very rare for this board. For you to exercise your discretion, which means to either disbar or to suspend Judge Wooten for the period of her probation, which there's no dispute here that her sentence was fully probated, so it is under the rules. You do have to look behind the conviction. I have no intent to relitigate what happened, but I think every lawyer on this board understands that sometimes juries do get it wrong. And if I had a jury of 12 lawyers, you're going to hear evidence from judges. One judge in particular, district judge in Collin County, as we go through this hearing, that said, there is no way these bribery counts would withstand appeal. He's board certified in criminal law. The politics of Collin County are amazing. Something that I had never seen before. I grew up in Collin County. I was born in Plano. Judge Wooten ran for office in 2008 to get rid of a tyrant of a district judge. First time ever in that county's history that a sitting district judge was challenged. How dare she, for the first time in that county's history, challenge an incumbent? They were enjoying their appointed judicial system in Collin County where a new bench would be opened up and the governor would appoint and that judge would get to stay there for life. things are changing in Collin County. You'll hear evidence that this particular investigation, which I will categorize as a witch hunt, I will get disagreements from the state bar on that, but you will hear evidence about how long this process took, how many grand juries it went through to finally seek an indictment, and then finally, how much the evidence was presented to a jury to try to get her convicted of these crimes. I'm going to talk briefly about the actual charges. We had one count of engaging in organized criminal activity. It was a first-degree felony. There were also the next 6.
Now, I hope you guys got that. Somebody got it in the chat. Appointed and never elected. So that means if I'm the governor or whoever, I can appoint all my friends, and then you're in that job for the rest of your life. See, Miss Suzanne Wooten, she challenged the status quo and she won. And they said, oh, you got to get up out of here. So because she was an elected judge, they came up with a corrupt scheme as they came up with this Karmelo case. They put charges on her. And let me tell y'all something. I read the documentation. They went to the grand jury about 5 or 6 times with the same case, to the point the people on the grand jury was writing to judges saying, don't bring this damn case back to us no more. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. So ultimately, Suzanne went and sued Judge Roach, which is Judge Roach Sr., not so the junior, which is the guy that's in the Karmelo case. He is a junior. Now, his dad is obviously a senior. Now, there's some more information, too, that I found out about Judge Roach and his, remember he was saying that, you know, he didn't know, what is it, Metcalf? Now, I found out something else, but I'm going to hold off on that because I don't want to put it on this good internet because they're going to lie. I'm going to wait till I get my proof. Now, his father was associated with this group of district attorneys that took this woman down. Now, here's the deal. You basically took her down for something that she never did. I want to show you guys something else, because ultimately what Suzanne did is she sued them. But she sued them as people, though. You know, like if you work for a job and somebody try to sue you, they can try to sue you, but then you can say, listen, I was doing my job. Like, you can't sue me. I was doing my job. So ultimately, what Judge Roach Sr. did is basically said, you can't sue me because I was in the official capacity of my job. So because I was doing my job, you can't sue me. So she ultimately sued the county, if that makes sense. But I want y'all to get into some of the things that she said in her complaint. Now, it is 26 pages. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but the majority of this, it basically talks about how many times they went to the grand jury. Y'all understand how this works. If you go to the grand jury and they basically say it's no case, they continuously presented this case over and over and over again. So she basically said, they really was out for me. As you guys can see, his name right here, I know y'all can see it, John Roach Sr. It's right here. If you don't see it, I'm about to circle it for you. It's right there. John Roach Sr. Senior. And then it talks about Greg Abbott. I believe he's the governor there now. He was involved in it as well. We got Christopher Milner and Harry Eugene White. These people were district attorneys. But we're going to get into some of it. This is what she stated when she, went to sue them. So again, ultimately, she wasn't able to sue them individually, but they did pay her as a county. So it says former Texas state judge Suzanne Wooten sued various state and local law enforcement officials, alleging they violated the Constitution by investigating and prosecuting her in what? In retaliation for unseating an incumbent judge. So they were mad because they had a system where they were just giving people the opportunity to be the judge. And she challenged it, and she ran and won. And they was like, oh no, you getting up out of here. So this is what her complaint stated. She said, and also she's saying that that she was making rulings that they disagreed with. So they didn't like her because she wasn't agreeing with whatever it was. It wasn't specific as it relates to, you know, what the rulings were. It just pretty much says she was making rulings that they did not agree with. Okay, hey, Peanut Butter 1300 says grand jury selection typically lasts 1 to 3 months. In Texas, I wonder if they kept taking it to the grand. So that's what it states in this complaint. They took it to the grand jury, I think maybe 6 times. It was a over and over thing, at which time somebody that was with the grand jury wrote a letter and said, please don't send this case to us anymore. There's nothing here. But, you know, when you corrupt, you find a way. So she basically said, okay, so in here, as I was saying before, she wanted to sue them personally, but they felt like they should get immunity because they're like, listen, she can't sue us because, listen, we're the district attorney. We were doing our job. So essentially, guys, let me tell y'all this too. Essentially, the FBI got involved because the FBI pretty much received complaints that these folks was using the court in Collin County to basically do a Donald Trump, you know, go against the people that they don't like, or if they want you out, they go against you. So essentially, that's what some of this document states. Now, I'm going to skip some of this because so keep in mind, she was suing them, but then it would get like dismissed because she was suing them individually. And I guess you can't sue a person individually because they're going to say, listen, I was doing my job. But let's get into what some of the complaint states. It says in March 2008, Wooten defeated Judge Charles Sandoval in the Republic. Now, I want y'all to listen to this, okay? Because once she defeated this man, he went right to the district attorney's office and said, I want her investigated. Where the hell do they do that at? How is it that you lose and now this lady done committed a whole crime? So let's listen to what happened. She said in March 2008, Wooten defeated Judge Charles Sandoval in the Republican primary election. Them old Republicans know how to act, don't they? For a seat on the 380th District Court in Collins County, Texas. She went on to win the general election and took the bench in January 2009. The day, listen to this, y'all. The day after the primary, Sandoval, which is the man who lost to her, went to the Collin County District Attorney Office, which is CCDAO, to demand that the office investigate Wooten and find a crime. Don't that sound like Trump? Find me the votes. So how is it that you lose and you go to the district attorney office and say, fine, what? Well, let me read that again. Let me read that again. It says when she took bench, the day after she took bench, that the guy who she unseated went to the district attorney office to demand that the office investigate Wooten and find a crime. Find a crime. Don't that sound like Donald Trump? Find me the damn votes. What do you mean find a crime? It says that the district attorney, it's giving you the abbreviation, but it's the Collin County District Attorney Office. That's what that CCDAO means. It says they were obligated. How were they obligated? Because somebody walked into your office and said, investigate her. What? So they say they were obligated to begin investigating Wooten alleged misbehavior. How are you obligated to investigate somebody when somebody walk in your office and say, find a crime? That is some Donald Trump Republican shit. Find me the votes. Find a crime. Sucker, you lost. You lost. This is not your job anymore. So he walks into the district attorney's office and say, what? Find a crime. They say they were obligated to begin an investigation. I don't understand why anybody is still living in Collins, Texas. I mean, damn. If you make somebody mad, they're going to say, find a crime. What type of shit is that? They say they were obligated to begin investigating her alleged misbehavior without, y'all get this part. Get this part. The district attorney's office charges crimes. They don't investigate them. So what it states here is they started to investigate her alleged misbehavior, but guess what they didn't do? They did not involve any law enforcement entity. How does that work? Tell me how that works. How is it that they are investigating a crime, but yet not involving, you know, a federal agency or the police? How do they do that? So they began investigating her on their own. This is crazy. And it says that the people involved were Christopher Milner, who was the head of the Collin County District Attorney's Office Special Crimes Unit. And it says John Roach Sr. led the investigation as a district attorney, and he oversaw the Collin County District Attorney's Office during, it just says, a relevant period. Now, it says the investigations proceeded on the general theory that Wooten received bribes. Now, keep in mind, y'all, it says on the general theory, on a theory, okay? They investigated this lady on a general theory. What is that? You have no proof, but because someone lost, they said, find a crime, get rid of her, she got to go. And they said, we're going to investigate her on the theory that she committed a crime. This doesn't even make any sense. So they started to investigate her on the theory that she had committed a crime and received bribes from 2 campaign contributions. Keep in mind, everything was fine until she won. So 2 of her campaign contributions was from a David and a Stacy Carey, and I found out that they were 2 married individuals, and those 2 individuals ultimately, they were convicted, and they challenged the conviction, and the conviction was deleted. Now, after their conviction got deleted, this is when Suzanne came back and said, wait a minute, I need you guys to look into mine. But basically they said that she was doing some illegal stuff is what they said. But, you know, like I said, how is it that the lady was doing illegal stuff? She had already won. It says that the bribes were made through Wooten's media consultant, James Spencer, and James Spencer was convicted too. He was investigated and eventually prosecuted. James Spencer took a deal. I know this because I read the rest of the complaint. Okay, now, Collin County District Attorney's Office wanted Wooten to leave the bench because it disagreed with her rulings in some criminal cases. She's saying that, listen, these folks are lying on me. I didn't really do anything. They just want me to leave the bench. This is what she's saying, which I believe because the conviction was overturned. It was throughout. They didn't recharge her. They just wanted her off the bench. They wanted to continue their good old boys thing in which they can put whoever they want as a judge. And she challenged that and they didn't like it. Collin County District Attorney's Office was not the only office involved in the investigation. Relatively soon after the investigation began, Milner requested assistance from the Office of the Texas Attorney General, Greg Abbott. Guess what? Greg Abbott was sued too. So I need y'all to kind of understand this correlation here, because there's a correlation between this Collin County corrupt place and this Greg Abbott person. Like I said, I believe he is I think he's the governor now, but at that time he was the attorney general. Well, I believe they still have that linkage, because if you look at the Carmelo Anthony case, we were trying to get the footage. And guess who said, y'all can't get that damn footage no more? It is the Attorney General. Yes, the Attorney General. So just so y'all know, it's a new Attorney General, but they have that same corruption in those same built-in systems where they kind of back each other, is what I'm trying to tell you all. So why would the district attorney seek help with an investigation from the damn Attorney General? That makes no sense. But at that time, it was Greg Abbott. Milner specifically asked for help from the from the assistant attorney. This was Jerry Harry White. He was also sued. It says because White had experience prosecuting election law violations. White became involved in the investigation in December 2008, operating under the authority of the Collin County District Attorney's Office and the Roach folks, the Roach. Now, if you're just joining, this is about the father, which is Judge Roach's father. But listen, if your father dirty, I bet you are dirty too. Because, I mean, guys, let's just call it what it is. We're only talking about this case because of what we saw. I do believe that Judge Roach, the one that oversaw the Carmelo Anthony case, I do believe that he's corrupt, and I'm going to find it. And I do have some information that links him to Metcalf, but I need to verify it first. So this is just, this is his father. His father was a district attorney. During this time, he was a district attorney. Now, it says that Judge Roach participated initially as a special assistant district attorney and was deputized as such in September 2009 and was eventually appointed attorney pro tem for the investigation for July 2010. As part of the investigation, listen to this, guys. Remember, I had started telling you the story first, and somebody had put in the chat like, "Ooh, the grand jury take 1 to 3 months." They did this so many times. I believe last I stopped reading, it was like 6 times. So generally, if the grand jury come back, I'm not understanding why you're doing it so many times. At one point, the grand jury said, "Don't send us back this case because there's nothing here." So they were determined to put this lady in prison, in jail. But ultimately, they just wanted her to leave because she had taken somebody's job, and they didn't like that. They told her, and it says this in this paperwork, that they told her if she they told her if she doesn't leave, that she's going to lose her house and she's going to go to prison. Like, y'all, it's crazy. Like, when I was reading this, I was just like, this is too much. So they told her, if you don't leave, you're going to jail. We're going to take your house, or you're going to lose your house, obviously, because you're not working. You're going to go to jail. So I'm just like, what the hell is going on in Collin County? Listen to this, guys. It says, as part of the investigation, you guys see the word several grand juries were convened. Several. They did it over and over again. If you guys are just coming into the video, make sure you guys hit the like button. I appreciate it. And share the video. So basically, they did this multiple times. The first grand jury subpoenas were issued in September 2008, months before Wooten took the bench in January 2009. Multiple subpoenas for documents were issued that fall. The following year, Milner began issuing grand jury subpoenas for various people connected with Wooten's campaign. Milner grand jury shopped, meaning he avoided presenting Wooten's criminal case to a grand jury so that he could continue using the grand juries to investigate her. The third grand jury, look at this shit. The third grand jury convened in fall of 2009. This is too much. Wrote the presiding district judge. Okay, listen to this, guys. Okay, it says the third grand jury convened. It was over in fall of 2009. Listen to this. They wrote the presiding judge that was over the case and explained that they felt the case against Judge Wooten was unnecessary. Y'all, what is going on in that place? That is crazy. When the, what? I gotta read that again. The grand jury wrote a letter to the judge and was like, can y'all please stop? There's nothing here. The grand jury is like, there's nothing there. And they said, you're wasting taxpayers' dollars and no crime, look at this, has been committed. Y'all, are y'all listening to this bullshit? These people are corrupt. Demons, devils. They need to go down, honey. What are we doing here? The good old nasty boys, because we know what they're doing, because we know what that DA Willis, is it DA Willis that was on the Karmelo Anthony? He prosecuted Karmelo Anthony and his ass being sued for touching the women in his office and feeling on them and stuff. These folks is sick. They told him, listen, you're wasting taxpayers' time. No crime has been committed. Like, stop it. And guess what they did, y'all? I bet y'all can guess what they did. They kept going. It's not about if you committed a crime or not. Well, it's supposed to be, but it's about what they want, okay? That's what it's about here. It's about what they want. So after that, it says, while the investigations were proceeding, now keep in mind, the judge, well, I mean, the judge couldn't do nothing. I mean, the grand jury, ma'am, is telling you, stop with this case. It says, while the investigation was going on, Wooten continued to work as a judge. She's being investigating. They're trying to put her in jail. She's still a judge, but they want to put this woman in jail and get her off the bench. Get into this. She's working. She's a judge. The prosecutor, Milner, would often sit in the back of her courtroom for no apparent reason. Y'all, did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? You are a judge. You were elected to your position, and you got this punk A district attorney sitting in the back of your courtroom, messing with you. You said, can you repeat what were the grand jury referring to? Well, I don't know what you're referring to, but what I said was the grand jury basically said, this case is trash. Stop sending us this case. Why are you sending us this case? You are wasting taxpayers' time. There's nothing here. So the grand jury was basically like, stop sending us this case. There is nothing to prosecute here. What is going on? So they sent this to the judge. Okay, you just got here. You probably gonna have to rewind it then. So you're a judge, and now somebody is coming in your courtroom, sitting in the back of your courtroom. She said that she believed that this behavior was an attempt to intimidate her. Y'all, these people is crazy. Heck, what is this? Right, you can't make this up. You're a judge, you're doing your job, and some peon district attorney is coming in your courtroom, sitting in the back of your courtroom to intimidate you. I can never live there. I'd have been beat a few folks up. Like, no, let's get this going. I don't got time for you. Like, this is crazy. So she said she felt like they were trying to intimidate her. In October 2009, her attorney met with Milner to discuss the investigation. Now, guys, I gotta jump around a little bit, because guess who was one of her attorneys? I want y'all to guess in the chat. Guess who one of her attorneys was? Just guess. I just want y'all to guess. You did see the thumbnail, right? Toby Shook. Did y'all hear what I said? Her attorney, I don't remember how many attorneys she had, but one of her attorneys was 𝐃𝐨𝐴𝐵. You do understand that 𝐃𝐨𝐴𝐵 was Karmelo's attorney. Yeah, well, Karmelo had the Howard, and then they said Howard hired 𝐃𝐨𝐴𝐵. Ain't that correct? Yeah, she had 𝐃𝐨𝐴𝐵. All these folks work together and they're corrupt. I feel like Karmelo needs an attorney that's not in Texas, because these folks in their corruptness, it runs very deep, very deep. I just wanted to say that because I don't know if I'm going to get to it, but I know I read it. I just didn't want to get, I don't know if I'm going to get to it. All right. So one of her attorney met with Milner to discuss the investigation. Milner told Wooten's attorney that Wooten, listen to this shit, y'all. Y'all, this is unbelievable. Like, I was like, I'm gonna have to do this live tomorrow because this is too much. But I said, listen, I'm gonna jump on here and do it because I really want y'all content creators. I got this on the screen. You take a picture of it so that y'all can talk about this, okay? Because we need to talk about this. These folks are corrupt. Now get into this. Now keep in mind, 𝐃𝐨𝐴𝐵 was her attorney. So he is meeting with the district attorney Milner because he wants to discuss the investigation. Milner told Wooten's attorney, get into this, that Wooten had 1 week to resign, or she was going to be facing an indictment and would lose her house, her law license, her family, and her reputation. Did y'all hear that? What in the hell does that have to do with these charges that you said? What is going on here? So the district attorney tells her lawyer, listen, she needs to resign. If she doesn't resign, she's going to be in jail. She's going to lose her house. She's going to lose her law license, her reputation, and her family. What kind of people are these? Like, this is too much. If you are a district attorney, those are not your words. If you committed a crime, I got to prosecute you, right? If you lose your house, your family, your reputation, that ain't really something that I am even concerned about. But the fact that the district attorney told his friend, because we know 𝐃𝐨𝐴𝐵 is his friend, okay, that she had 1 week to resign or she would be going to jail. She gonna be indicted. She gonna lose her house, her law license, her family, and her reputation. But she won. She won, though. They didn't give a damn that she won. They run that shit over there. They said, listen, you gotta go, lady. You don't get to come in here and think you're going to beat somebody out of their jobs. Because y'all know these old white folks, honey, they'll jump off a bridge for a job. We just not built like that. But they like, lady, you're not coming in here doing shits. We about to trump up some charges on you. So if you won't leave, we're going to make you leave. This is unbelievable. I've never heard of anything like this. And said it, it's in here. And it says they will put her in prison for a long time. Help me. Is this real? Is this real? Like, this is too much. This is too much. They done told this lady, if you don't resign, we're going to put you in jail for a long time, lady, and you're going to lose everything. What are y'all saying in the comments? Can y'all believe this? Like, it's real. You can go Google it. I put the court case in my community so other people can look it up. Because this is crazy. Like, I'm just like, wow. I mean, they feel like they have that authority that they can do whatever they want to do. And they doing it. This is crazy. The district attorney, whose name was Milner, also met with James Spencer, who was Wooten's media consultant, and demanded, listen to this shit right here, y'all. The district attorney meets with Wooten's media consultant. Do you know what he demanded? Let's read this right here. He demanded that her media consultant sign a confession, a blank one. So what was he going to do? Write in the confession? How do you sign a blank confession? How do you do that? What are you confessing to if it's blank? Did y'all see that? I got it on the screen. It says that they went to her media consultant and demanded. These people are thugs. They are criminals, and they need to be in jail, in prison, this federal prison. Yes, it's right here. Demanded that she sign a blank confession. What the hell are you signing if it's blank? So they wanted her media consultant to sign it blank, and they was going to write in what they wanted to write in. Somebody need to take a brick to the head, because this is too much. This is, what kind of fuckers are these? Like, I've never, I was reading this like, oh, I got a headache. Like I said, this is too much. A blank confession. And this is Karmelo Anthony's father. So, you know, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. Now get into this. They got reported to the FBI. In April 2010, they need to be reported to the FBI again, okay? In April 2010, while Wooten investigation was going on, the FBI began investigating 3 Collin County district attorneys. It was Roach, Milner, and Assistant District Attorney Greg Davis. So now the FBI done stepped in, child. They done stepped in. But then, of course, you know, they got these connections all over. It didn't go anywhere. You know, this investigation didn't go anywhere because they, you know, they're everywhere. Woo. Listen to what this says, guys. This should remind you all of Donald Trump, because this is what is given. It says the investigation was because there were allegations and concerns that the Collin County District Attorney's Office was using grand juries. Remember, I said that they continue to have the grand jury. They didn't, you know, they had 1, 2, 3, 4. So they continue to do this because what they wanted to do was force this particular charge. Now, I don't know very much about grand juries. I can't think of it off the top of my head. I know I've researched it before. So it just leads me to believe that they go and get different people each time. So what they were doing is they were continuously getting these grand juries to do things in different cases is pretty much what they're saying. So when the FBI got involved, the FBI came on board because they were investigating Judge Roach's father, okay, because he was a district attorney back then. So it would have been District Attorney Roach, Milner District Attorney, and Assistant District Attorney Greg Davis. Now, this investigation was concerning the allegations that the Collin County District Attorney's Office was using grand juries for what, y'all? Politically motivated investigations, including Judge Wooten. Woo, wait, that was a lot right there. What y'all saying in the chat? Can y'all believe this shit? Can y'all believe this? Somebody sent this to me, and guess what? They made up a whole page because I went and checked. They didn't have a 1 follower. So somebody in Collin County is sick of their ass. It's sick of them. What is this? This is too much. This is way too much. So they started to get investigated by the FBI, okay? Because now the FBI is saying that they're using the grand juries for politically motivated because you were mad because that lady won, and you're going to get her out of there by trumping up these fake and phony charges. And some people say, oh, well, Karmelo was found guilty. Well, she was too. She was found guilty. She was found guilty of stuff that she did not do. So I don't know what's up with those people that they call in that's jurors. We don't know who those damn people are. Those could be people that I don't know. Something is corrupt there. This woman was found guilty. She was found guilty. I want y'all to understand that. She was found guilty. Okay? Now, one of the grand jurors, they don't say the person's name. It says DJ told the FBI that he had concerns about the Collin County District Attorney's Office involvement in Wooten's case, and that it seemed like a political witch hunt. DJ thought Milner was dragging out the investigation, and it was about politics. That's what he said. Oops, what the heck I done did? He said it was all about politics. These folks locking folks up. All about politics. Thank you for the super chat, 𝐟𝐸�Z. I appreciate it. Y'all check out 𝐟𝐸�Z's channel. But y'all, this is too much. Have y'all ever heard of some shit like this? I'm just like, whoa, this is unbelievable. So like I said, somebody that is very close to them, they're sick of their asses. Because like I said, whoever sent me this, they created a whole page. And actually, it may still be in my chat. It may still be in my chat, but I don't care because I looked it up and what they said was absolutely correct. Y'all, they are corrupt. I feel like Karmelo needs an attorney that is not there. And I'm going to tell you why. People, a lot of times, they're not going to mess up their relationships. Y'all got to understand this is a political thing, and people are not going to mess up their relationships because, listen, a judge that's not from there don't have a problem. Well, I'm sorry, an attorney that doesn't really do business there don't have a problem calling out the judge and the court system because they don't have to see these folks every day. So I really hope, but again, I feel like everything is going to work out, but this is a whole system. This is a whole system. So they were investigated simply because this person said, listen, these folks, they're using the district attorney's office to trump up charges on folks and do all of this shit is pretty much what they're doing. Remember, I told you all that they couldn't, because I was reading this and I'm like, how many grand juries are they going to have? Like, how many does it take to actually convict someone? Look at this. It says in June 2010, the current grand jury's term was set to expire. It was going to expire on June the 24th. The grand jury voted for a 90-day extension of its 6-month term. Can y'all just let it go, please? Like, just let it go. They didn't have any other cases that they needed to investigate. I've never heard of anything like this. Keep in mind, this lady is a judge. You're treating her like she's some kind of criminal out here committing crimes when she leaves to go home or something. So they got an extension, guys. So this is crazy. They were dead set on taking this lady down. It says that they got an extension of its 6-month term, but the presiding district judge denied the extension. But nonetheless, because you know they coming back on June 28th after the term had expired, White, which is the district attorney, requested, look, I want y'all to listen to this because what you're going to hear is the district attorney meets with the judge, and now because it expired, right? He doesn't want to go through it again to renew it. So he gonna threaten her. So he makes an appointment to meet with her, but ultimately he threatens her. So listen to this. Listen to what he says. So after this, expired, he requested to meet with her. Okay. This is what it says. It says at an added jury session on June 30th. It says Wooten agreed to meet with White, who is the district attorney, in advance of the added session. The meeting proved unfruitful in part because White had no question for Wooten. So she thought that this district attorney was meeting with her to probably ask her some questions. He ain't had no damn questions for her. She interpreted the meeting as an attempt again to intimidate her. You don't have any questions for her. The judge has basically said, okay, we're not doing that. So now he like, okay, let me go and threaten this hoe because she needs to get up out of here. We want you out of here. We don't care that you're the judge. Leave. Get up out of here. So he meets with her, the district attorney, trying to intimidate her again. You know, get up out of here. You're going to go to jail. You're going to lose your house. You're going to lose your reputation. Following the meeting, Wooten moved to squash the reassembled grand jury, and the presiding judge granted the motion, concluding the government attorneys lacked authority to reassemble the jury after its expiration date to conduct further proceedings. The judge also threatened any violators of his order with contempt. Well, whatever, because we know she got charged. Meanwhile, the FBI investigation into Roach, okay, this is, I'm going to keep saying this is Karmelo's trial judge's father. Okay, we got Roach, Davis, and Milner continued. So the FBI was still investigating them. Okay, so this wrapped up obviously in August of 2010 after White. So this is why it wrapped up, because the district attorney told the FBI that they were investigating the judge and they had a legitimate grand jury indictment and it was going to be forthcoming. Okay. Keep in mind, after all the other grand juries failed, they still coming at this lady. Like, this is crazy. On October 14th, 2010, Wooten was indicted for the first time. The following July, White relayed an offer. Listen to this. Listen to this. Because if somebody committed a crime, they committed a crime. But he keep going to her, telling her to leave and all of this, which is a clear indication the woman didn't do nothing. You just want her to get the hell up out of here. So keep in mind, she's been indicted now. The following July, White relayed an offer to dismiss the indictment. Why y'all think he gonna dismiss it? He said he'll dismiss it if she would resign. Y'all see this shit? If the lady committed a crime, what does it matter if she resigned? Because she never committed a crime. They just want her to get up out of here. This lady did not commit a crime. He has went back to her multiple times, basically saying, leave, leave, leave. If you don't leave, this gonna happen. She didn't commit a crime. So after now she's indicted, finally by the grand jury. They done went to the damn jury about 30 times. So finally she's indicted, okay? And he relayed an offer to her. Listen, I'll dismiss it if you resign. Listen, if you resign and agree not to run for public office again and plead guilty to a misdemeanor violation of the election code. What he's trying to do is make her plead guilty so that they can move to probably take her license or so she can never run again. You see how this is working out? Wooten refused. I mean, I'm not stepping down. I won this fair and square. She said no. So he went before the grand jury. Y'all see this? The sixth jury. 6 times. You went in front of the grand jury 6 times. He obtained a re-indictment. The indictment contained 9 counts related to bribery, money laundering, tampering with records, this is funny, organized criminal activity. Now, Them folks in the district attorney office are the only people committing organized crime, okay? Organized criminal activity. Wooten was convicted, y'all. I kept telling y'all that the lady was convicted. You know, people keep saying Karmelo wasn't, he was convicted. It doesn't matter that he was convicted. It was wrong. She was convicted too. Why do y'all think that these people keep being convicted? It's something that they're doing there. Something is going down. Y'all, I ain't never going to Texas. No part of it. Texas can kiss all of my ASS, okay? I ain't going to no parts. And I know so many people in Texas. I got to call them and let them know, how y'all live there? I thought y'all said Texas was so good and all of this. Really? She was convicted by a jury. And guess who else was convicted? Her campaign, she had two people. It was a husband and a wife, David and Stacy. They were convicted. Her media consultant, he was convicted, but he actually took a plea deal. Now, he was the only one that they did not reference that got his conviction overturned. Is that y'all think maybe because he took a plea deal? I don't know. But his conviction didn't get overturned. And I'm wondering, is it because he took a plea deal? Y'all do understand that people will take a plea deal. That does not necessarily mean that they're guilty. Sometimes people will take a plea deal because they just don't want to have to go to trial. And they just be like, listen, I'll just take this and be done with it. But he eventually, you know, he took a plea deal. Now, the husband and wife, David and Stacy, they ended up appealing their convictions to the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals. They eventually heard the cases. Both of their cases was unanimously, they dismissed. Well, I shouldn't say that they dismissed it. They basically held their convictions as invalid and said that they did not have sufficient evidence. Now, how did these folks get convicted and they didn't even have sufficient evidence? How? The grand jury didn't even, you know, like in the Karmelo Anthony case where we're trying to get the appeal, right? They didn't give them a new trial. They said they didn't have enough evidence from the get-go. So they just rendered the convictions invalid. That's what they did. I said that I didn't know the correct verbiage for it, but I said I feel like Karmelo Anthony case needs to be dismissed because they have done too much corruption. We cannot count on Collin County in their evidence. So these folks' convictions were determined invalid. Well, what ended up happening then with Judge Wooten, okay, she got notice that these two people convictions had been turned over. And y'all know what she did. She did the same thing. And you know what they did? They did the same thing to her. They rendered her conviction as invalid. Y'all, these folks are corrupt. This is a level of corruption that I have never heard of. Now, if you guys are just coming into the video, make sure you guys like the video. That's all I ask. Okay, you can subscribe too if you like, but have y'all heard of some stuff like this? This is like that next level stuff that they don't talk about. So the judge ended up going back. She got her conviction overturned as well. And I'm going to show you a video. She ended up winning.
This started a day or two after the election in 2008, and it went just out of control after that. It wasn't until October 1st of 2009 when I received a message from one of the minions of the then district attorney's office that if I did not resign my bench a week later, they were going to take my property and my children and my reputation and law license and put me in prison for a very long time. When the question was asked, what did I do? The answer was, you know what you did. And you know what? I know what I did. I ran against a sitting district judge of Collin County. It had never been done in the history of this county, and it upset the wrong people, apparently. And I was raised to stand up to bullies. I will not stop. I could not give in. They offered me a deal right before trial that if I just resigned, they would drop everything, basically. That was not an option. This was fabricated from the beginning. I am not ashamed or embarrassed. I have nothing to be ashamed about. I am not going away. I didn't give up then. I'm not giving up now.
This result today is supposed to put her back where she was before the convictions. Okay, which means she was a sitting district judge at the time. Part of when she got convicted, a condition of probation was that she had to resign her bench. That's all void. Her salary, her money that she could have been making over the last 7 years, these are all the things that are going to go if we decide to do, well, I'm already recommending a malicious prosecution suit. Again, we are not going to let the people of Collin County, the dirty politics that still goes on in this county today, they're going to be held accountable.
Y'all, I don't even know what to say. I'm telling you, I have no words. I was like, oh my gosh, that's a mess. What y'all saying in the chat? That's a mess of a mess. Them folks is crazy. I was like, wow. But she's actually here on YouTube. She has her own practice now, Susan. And this is her.
It's the opportunity to compromise, right? So you've got to get your mindset correct, because otherwise your clients won't either.
You're listening to the Texas Family Law Insiders Podcast, your source for the latest news and trends in family law in the state of Texas. Now here's your host, attorney Brandy Crozier.
Welcome to the Family Law Insiders Podcast. I am Brandy Crozier. I'm a partner at the Draper Law Firm. Unfortunately, Holly Draper, who normally handles our podcast, was not able to conduct the interview of our guest today. And so I am going to. So I feel a little bit like someone's sitting in for Ellen today. So I feel like maybe I'm a little cool. But today we are very excited to welcome former District Judge Suzanne Wooten to the Texas Family Law Insiders Podcast. Judge Wooten received her bachelor's degree from the University of Texas and her JD from St. Mary's School of Law. And after spending many years in private practice, Judge Wooten made history by challenging an incumbent district judge and winning an election to the bench in a landslide in 2008. During her many years as a presiding judge of the
Y'all heard the lady say a landslide. She got that man. That man was so mad. He said, find some charges, put her in jail. Yes, she won. All she did was she ran to be a judge. Like, how are you so mad at somebody that whooped you in a fair race that you want to put them in jail? Like, where does that come from? Like, I wouldn't want somebody that I didn't like in jail. So you get upset because you lost and you go and say, put this person in jail? What kind of crazy folks are these? These are the people that's in power. These folks don't need to be in power. They do not need to be in power.
The 380th District Court in Collin County, Texas. Judge Wooten presided over thousands of cases on both the criminal and civil dockets, including family law cases, because we're here for the Family Law Insiders Podcast.
Somebody said, would I get her on the show? So sometimes, guys, people move on and don't want to talk about stuff like this. I mean, sometimes they just, move on. And I mean, I certainly can try, but, again, sometimes people just want to move on. Keep in mind, she's still in Texas. She's still there. So she may want to just be done with this whole situation.
Now owns North Texas Litigation Solutions, a mediation firm featuring 3 attorneys with over 100 years of combined experience. So we have a pretty big family law icon in our presence today. So I feel very fortunate that I get to do this podcast interview. All right. Well, welcome, Suzanne. Is it okay if I call you Suzanne?
Your Royal Highness or Suzanne is just fine, whichever.
All right. Well, we'll go with Suzanne for today.
No problem.
All right. So could you tell us a little bit more about your background other than the little blip that I just gave?
Certainly. So I actually started off my career in advertising in Manhattan many, many years ago, but I'd always wanted to attend law school. So I went to law school, and out of law school, I started as an insurance defense attorney. And I did that for a number of years. And I think that actually kind of helped me hone my skills on procedure and evidence and those kind of things. But it pretty slowly but quickly at the same time turned into a family law litigation practice. And after doing that for in total about 14 years, I took the bench. And after leaving the bench, I continued my mediation practice, which I'd done some before. I probably mediated maybe 3 cases a month back before I took the bench. Now I'm doing, oh gosh, I think last year 286 was my number every day, all the time. But I really feel that it is, you know, I need a vacation. But yeah, so I did general jurisdiction like you mentioned. So I heard.
Also, guys, I don't know if she's actually, because I did look her up when I went to the website. I believe she's the owner. If you guys look at it in the corner, it says that she's the owner. Now, being an owner operator don't necessarily mean that you are actually taking cases. When I went to her website, let me show you guys, because if you think about it, she might be in a, you know, a place where she doesn't want to go in court, because keep in mind, when you are representing your clients, you don't want to put them in a situation where they lose. And then when I went to her website, I don't see her on here. So it could be that she's just the owner operator and she doesn't take cases. And that's probably a good idea, because what you don't want to do, you know, is get in them folks' courtroom and now, you know, they making your client pay for something because they, you know, they may have a problem with you. But I did not see her as one of the attorneys. So I think she's just like an owner of it. And possibly she just doesn't practice, because she wasn't on there. I see looks like 6 ladies on here, but I did not see her on here. I just saw the managing partner. It says partner, and then these ladies, but I mean, you don't see her on there at all. So, but yeah, I definitely, you know, could try to reach out to her, but you know, she might not want to come, but that's okay, because you know, her story is, I mean, it's online. You can get these documents offline. So, you know, she would just speak to everything she's already said. I mean, she's pretty much said it in there. Her attorney says that, you know, that they're corrupt, that they were pretty much mad because she came in, ran for judge. She unseated somebody that had been in that position. Did y'all know that generally for judges, you run for your positions? They said that they were putting judges in positions and they were there for their entire life. They only do that with federal judges. So they're putting regular state judges in positions where they're not leaving forever. If you live in Collin County right about after this case, you need your tail whooped, because I don't understand why anybody would. I couldn't live there. I wouldn't give a damn if they said you can get a job paying the most money in a free house, honey, because I can't guarantee y'all ain't going to come try to lock me up and put me in jail for the rest of my life. I don't want it. Hell to the no. Like I said, I just can't even visit Texas no more, because this is too much. Oh, I know. You're right. Cash Patel, the dummy that's taking his girlfriend on the FBI planes, he ain't gonna do nothing any stupid. Absolutely, I agree. I agree. That's why it's so important that, you know, it's important to vote, and it's also important to know who the hell you're voting for, because we got a lunatic in the White House. And because we have a lunatic in the White House, we have a lot of MAGA people that's doing what the hell they want to do. You know, like you said in the chat, what is the FBI gonna do when we got a bunch of lunatics there? Like a bunch of idiots, a bunch of DEIs. They got rid of DEI, and they are the DEIs, a bunch of dummies. They don't know what they're doing. So like I said, somebody sent me this and I was like, oh my God, this is too much. You know, I hadn't thought about this. This is, somebody just sent it to me, but I had told you guys that I am on the heels of Judge Roach, because I got to check it out, but I did receive some more information. The man is familiar with the Metcalfs. I don't give a damn what he says. Okay. He's definitely familiar with them. And Judge Roach, we're going to get your ass. Okay. We're going to get you because you sent a 17-year-old to prison for 35 years. We're going to get you. We're going to get you. So y'all, we don't need to, you know, kind of not understand what happened in this Karmelo Anthony case. This happened to a whole white lady. They did it to her. So you know if they did it to her, what they gonna do to the black person? But at least with her, they didn't put her in jail. So she ended up getting 10 years probation. She got like a state sentence or something, is what ended up happening with her. That's what happened. What are y'all saying in the chat? Like I said, make sure you guys are liking the video. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. But if you go online, it's not a lot of information out there. It's not. If you try to like Google, you know, this particular story, like on YouTube, you're not going to find very much. And I thought that was kind of different too, that there was not a whole lot out there. So is it a fact that Elon Musk has something to say? Or is it, I don't know anything about Elon Musk or what he said. I saw people put that up, but I have no idea. I have decided not to use my platform to just say what people like Elon Musk said. Who cares what he say? He need to worry about his baby mamas and all them damn kids he got. He should be worried about that. I saw people put up videos about it. I don't know. I didn't watch it. I have no idea. Mr. Wooten is still practicing law. Oh, sorry, Miss Wooten. Miss Wooten is still practicing law. Yes. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Yes, she is, because what you guys saw where they were trying to take her law license, but keep in mind, she went back and got that case vacated. So if it's vacated, it's nothing that they can do. But I don't know what actually happened at the end of that hearing because it was like 2 hours, so I didn't watch the whole thing. But ultimately, she got those convictions. It's like she never was convicted. Yeah, it's like she was never convicted. You said, I sent you a video of another case of 2 white 17-year-olds that a black 17-year-old, and they basically got up. Was that in Texas? April Gary 4852. Was that a Texas case? Yeah, I'm not. You say Elon needs to stay out of. I'm not focusing my energy on no man with those many baby mamas. Like, who cares about him? He needs to go take care of his multiple children with multiple people. Like, he is a nobody. So yeah, like I said, I saw videos where people were saying Elon. I have no idea. I didn't click on it. So I'm like, okay. Oh, okay. You did send me a video. Okay, well, I'll look at the email. I wonder, did they get convicted or is it an open case? Yes, I saw that too. That's why I mentioned just trying to have a little hope on something, but I'm liking this lady you're speaking on. Yes, Miss Susan. Yeah, let me tell you guys, I found where, because there's a lot of documents. Like, I was trying to prepare for this video just to kind of give you guys the, the basics of what happened. But I also, use ChatGPT, honey, because ChatGPT, it'll give you a lot of information, but sometimes obviously you can't get all of the information because they just summarize it. But if you look here, right here, it says that it says in 2022, Collin County Insurer, which is their insurance, agreed to pay approximately $600,000 to settle portions of Wooten's lawsuit. The settlement did not amount to an admission of wrongdoing, but it ended significant portions of the litigation. These folks don't ever want to admit when they do stuff wrong, okay? Don't ever want to admit. They don't ever want to admit when they do anything wrong. So she ultimately, she got $600,000. I'm wondering if it was more, because what it says is the $600,000 settled portions. So it almost makes you think that it was more, but it doesn't really say that. So I would literally have to look up the documents, but it looks like they did pay her $600,000. Somebody said, because Jeff Metcalf is a second-degree felon, his name is Frank Furter Felon. That dude is a mess. Did y'all see the interview he did with Let me go. Let me, I think I got it. Let me see, y'all. I don't know if y'all saw this interview, but he's out doing damn interviews.
What's that?
Wait, just give me a second. I'm about to
I've seen this asked many times online, so I'm going to ask you for them. Do you ever feel that Austin is communicating with you?
Yes. Many times. One of the so me, Hunter.
This dude look bad. He looks like he dead already. Like, look at how he looks. He know that he taught his sons to do all of that nasty shit to folks, and now he ain't here no more. Blame yourself, because you look like you got one foot in the grave next to him, because you look a hot ass mess. Thank you so much for the super chat, Big Bad Bull. Appreciate it. But he look a hot ass mess. Look at his food.
Austin, since they were 2, we always went hunting and fishing all the time. And this year, y'all
know what I couldn't get over? As hot as it is in Texas, why do this man look like, why don't he have no color or nothing to his skin? You would think that some sun would give him a little something. He looked like he been in the ice box for the whole damn summer. Why do he look like this? He looks a mess.
They talk about the 1st. So July 31st, obviously, is their birthdays. I had to go through that without them.
Then he got the damn cross in the background. Man, take that cross and just throw it. Your cross is evil. You get by.
Austin. And then you have holidays, Thanksgiving, empty chair, Christmas, packages that don't go unopened. And after Christmas, I was out hunting.
There is no way that man is 35 years old. How could he be 35 and his son is 19? There's no way that he's 35. He is got to be 70. That man ain't no damn 35. No, that's a lie.
On a new place, because we had lost the place that we had for 16 years. They had decided to sell, and we had to move on. And I didn't know if I was ever going to hunt again, to be honest. There's some of them. That's a great picture. And I'm sitting there all alone.
Man, shut up. Shut up. Just shut the hell up. He takes no accountability. Isn't it crazy how you go online, call people the bees, all of these names, but you steady give interviews saying they haven't said sorry to you? Boy, F you. These folks ain't thinking about you. Who would say sorry to somebody like you? These folks want to stay as far away from this nutcase as possible. He wants people to feel sorry for him.
Which was read that he was guilty. His parents and his advocates got up and left.
All this guy does is tell lies. Listen to him try to tell the world. First, it was the Karmelo Anthony family stole all of the money. They done spent it up. They done bought a house. They done bought a car that they bought 2 years prior to this happening. They bought a house, which come to find out the house was rented. All he has done was used his big mouth to spew lies. And I just don't understand why a person who should be trying to get his mental together is spending so much energy spreading lies. Now he goes on to telling everybody, oh, the parents left him. They just ran out. They didn't stay there for sentencing. Well, she would have had to be there for sentencing, because she actually got up on the stand and begged the jury to have mercy on her son. So how was it that they wasn't there? This man ain't nothing but a liar.
They left that child for sentencing. They weren't there. She came in and read and did two question statement and then walked right back.
First, he said they left him. Now, which lie is it that you want to tell, sir? But then you say she gave a statement. You see, do y'all hear these folks be lying? Just lying.
Out, which was Kayla, and they weren't there for.
Listen to this lie.
His parents and his advocates got up and left. They left that child for sentencing.
Oh, he's a child now, but you want him to do big boy time.
They weren't there. She came in and read and did two question statement and then walked right back out, which was Kayla, and they weren't there for victim impact statements or sentencing. They left that boy by himself to sit there to hear how many years and then to hear from our side of the family, and they weren't there. They abandoned that child.
The only part that I can think, but he's such a liar. I don't believe shit this man say. I was told that they was put out of the court because the fact that he lying, saying that the parents wasn't there, man, stop lying. He's just making up lies. He's spreading this stuff all over the internet. I saw a post where some girl was like, I called up to the court. I called up to the prison to see. And I was like, girl, would you mind your own business? Now, y'all doing a little bit too much. Why are you calling the prison to have somebody visiting him? Do you not have anything better to do with your time? That is those people's son. Mind your own business. If you want to send some money or you want to help that way, why are you want to investigate if they went to see their son for it? These folks need to find something better to do.
I actually felt sorry for him at that moment. I could not believe it.
This dude is disgusting. Disgusting. Somebody say, yeah, he 35 in dog years. That man ain't no 35. The lies, I would never believe it. Produce his birth certificate. That man is not 35. That man look like hell. That man look like he should be his grandfather. His grandfather. Okay. See, this is what hell looks like. This is what hell looks like when you're evil and you're mad and you're doing things. People, now I get, his son died, but man, you doing too much. You're doing too much. You acting like you trying to join them. You're doing too much. All this hate that you pumping out here, it's just too much. It is. Exactly. And who does that anyway? Who does that? He begged the school to not let somebody graduate. If a person earned their high school diploma or their degree, you can, how do you say don't let the person graduate? So you think the school finna be sued because of you? Because that is what he's used to. Again, Collin County is very corrupt, so these are things that they do. So they thought, or maybe he thought, that he could just have the school to not give him his diploma, but the school ain't finna be sued. The school have nothing to do with that. As long as you have earned your high school diploma, there is no way that the school cannot give it to you. It just don't work like that. Jeff, what do you do for your daddy who probably do nasty things to, minors? Okay, get up out of here. I don't know why these weirdos come over here. It's just say weird. It only be white folks that do this weird stuff. Y'all need help. Go find somebody to give you some medicine and get something wrong with you. You only gonna get blocked. You gonna get put out of here. I don't care what you say. I don't. What do I do with my demons? What do your daddy do with his? And tell him to stay away from them kids, because we know what y'all do. Okay? That's in your history. It is what it is. I know you mad, but don't be mad at me. Be mad at your ancestors. Who these folks is crazy. That town in Texas is a criminal enterprise. Yeah, that's a mess, ain't it? Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. That's the only explanation. They didn't want the parents in that courtroom. Exactly. just coming up with this stuff. That man is jealous of them. They said that he told Karmelo in the court, you don't deserve what you have. Like, I don't even be looking at what people have. I don't even know what they have. Who says that to a child? You don't deserve what you have. You don't deserve what you have. Why are you mad at these educated Black folks? Because you look like that. You look a mess. That man looks a mess. I'm telling you, evil would eat away at your tail. And this man look like the devil is having his way with him. That man looks a mess. He looks a hot ass mess. A hot mess. Talking about he 35. The lies. That man is 35 times 3. That man is somebody said that's a horrible thing to say. What's a horrible thing to say? Because every time he jump his ugly self on this internet, he's saying some horrible stuff. Big facts. The parents and kids are jealous. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know how you live your life like that. Like, how do you live your life? That's a lot. Just, I feel like instead of being hateful, go and do something with yourself. Because I feel like jealous people are people who, whatever it is you're doing, they're mad that they can't do it. So why don't you go and do whatever it is that you need to do so that you can stop spending your life hating on somebody, especially a child? Like, how are you hating on a 19-year-old? That is crazy. You done lived your dusty life, okay? And you look like this, okay? Don't be mad. If you're going to be mad at you. Right. Keep bringing up their GoFundMe when they, yeah, exactly. But they had a total of, now they stated they had 3. I only found 2. Almost $1 million they have grifted. Somebody said something about, yeah, girl, I'm glad you said that. Lakeysha, you noticed Nancy Grace picked him for an interview after the racist rant. Yes, girl. Show how I. No, it's not just her. It's not just her. Let me tell y'all something. I'm glad you brought this up. Do y'all notice how this man got on this internet talking about watermelon filling and all this old stupid ignorant stuff that he said? What white media company called him out for what he did? None of them did. That should tell you everything he needed to know. Everything you needed to know. Nobody said anything. And I saw one of them say, oh, Metcalf, he expressed, his frustration. No, that was a racist rant. That was what frustration? Because nobody was listening to that. The minute you, what is the word I'm looking for? I can't even think of it. But when you are, expressing whatever it is you're saying, when you're coming at people, talking about people, nobody cares about what you're saying. You don't get to, and then you call out a whole damn group of people, Nobody cares about what you're talking about. Nobody wants to hear what you're saying, sir. Nobody feels sorry for you. You offended a whole group of people because of your experience with one person or 2 people. Nobody cares about that man or what he's talking about. I done told you, I don't feel sorry for him. That's his problem. He created his problem. Do y'all know how many Black people that didn't make it today and yesterday? You do know that they don't give a damn, right? I don't care about them folks. Royal, y'all be having some names. What is that? Royal Bristolian. I can't even pronounce that. But thank you for subscribing. Okay, girl. Or boy, I shouldn't say girl because I don't know. Well, your picture is girl, but sometimes y'all be having like pictures and that don't even be you. But thank you, girl. Okay, girl. But yeah, y'all, this a mess. These folks are corrupt. These folks are corrupt. She said, do these interviewers do their homework before they interview these fools? I don't think they care. It's not about doing the homework. So here's my deal. Let's say way back in the day, one of my best friends was a white girl. Her name was Alyssa. Okay. Alyssa was built like a Black girl. Okay. She was one of my best friends. Now, if Alyssa had have said something racist, she don't even got to be talking to me. She gonna get checked, and I'm not messing with you anymore. So when people see or hear people do racist stuff, and then they call them on their show, that tells you right there that they with it too. They with it too. That's all. But what these folks fail to realize with us Black people we are resilient. We are strong. We really don't care about y'all. We don't care about what you say. You don't hurt us. We don't, you're really making yourself look stupid. You're making yourself look stupid. We're not like y'all. We ain't weak. We don't go jumping off bridges and doing weird shit. That's not what we do. I mean, some people do, but that's just not our makeup. We don't care what you say. We really don't. But the people that go along with it, that should tell you who they are. That should tell you who they are. If you scroll these YouTube channels, you see this old half gone man with one leg in the grave. It seems like he got both damn legs in the grave. And then you see him on all these white media channels. Not one person stated, why did you say that? Why did you say that? Like, why would you say something like that? I heard somebody says, he said before he said it, I'm just saying this because I want this to go viral. Listen, I don't give a damn what you said you wanted to go viral. You said what you wanted to say because that's who you are. That's who you are. And we don't give a damn. Like I said, we don't give a damn about you. We don't give a damn about your son or the one that's still here. We don't care, sir. We don't care. You can go off on this good internet and we gonna rib the shit out you, talk about you, drag you like a dog, and we still don't care. We don't care. We really don't. Nobody is giving you an apology. Nobody cares. See, what you fail to realize is we as Black folks, we have to deal with death every day, sometimes multiple times in a day, sometimes 2 to 3 times in a day. Deal with your shit, sir. Okay? Have a good life, okay? We don't care. We don't wake up thinking about them or go to bed thinking about them, which is so weird. Like, we don't think about them in the morning, at night, throughout the day. We don't. Like, it's weird. It's weird. And he is just obsessed. It just seems like this guy is obsessed with the Anthony family. For a grown man to call somebody else's wife a bitch, that's weird. Kayla, you drunk B. I can't believe this man will call anybody a drunk. It's given that's what he do. I don't call somebody a drunk looking like that. That man look like death. That man look like straight up death. They really think they be hurting us. Yes, we don't care. Like, it's more funny than anything. Now, if you get in my face now, you're gonna feel that ground. But other than that, I don't care. We don't give a damn. We be laughing. We don't care. You can't hurt us. You're making a fool out of yourself. We don't care. Love you from Stone Mountain. Hey, Stone Mountain, Georgia. Okay, you ain't that far, Stone Mountain. How can I follow your guest from last night? Oh, okay, good. Okay, let me show y'all Dwayne's page because I didn't do that. So when Dwayne came on yesterday, I didn't know if he, was going to not have his camera on because, I didn't know. But then when I logged in and I saw him with his name on, I was like, okay, I can say your name. All right, so I'm going to take y'all to Dwayne's page. I've been thinking about going live, about that live all day. I want to support. Okay, let me take y'all. I'm going to take y'all to Dwayne's page. Now, he's on Instagram. You can see if he's on TikTok. I don't know. I just see him on Instagram here. Let me just type his name in. And I'm going to go back and maybe put it in the what am I trying to say? Put it in that video, okay, where y'all can see it. Okay, so I'm going to show you Dwayne's page. Dwayne is on Instagram. Like I said, I don't know if he's on like any other platforms, but it's right here. Dwayne Turn Silk is what it says. You got that? That is his. Let me take this down. All right, let me take this down for a second so you can see it. But that is his Instagram right there. And Dwayne is where I got this right here from. Ooh. Just a mess. So yeah, that is Dwayne's Instagram. Yep, so you guys got it. It is Dwayne Turner, but his handle says Dwayne Turn Silk. Go ahead and follow him over there on Instagram. Thank you, News Girl 2, for the $4.99, girl. Great job on keeping truth alive. Can somebody tell me if the jury was still in the courthouse when the judge allegedly talked to that child in the worst way, before sending him to prison? I don't think the jury leaves. I mean, they stay in the courtroom, so they don't leave until it's over. I don't know why they wouldn't have been there. I mean, I don't know why not. Lakeysha, you're such a great host. I really enjoy your thorough common sense approach to things. You're doing a fantastic job covering the Karmelo Anthony case. I appreciate it. So let me kind of tell y'all, I originally would try to prepare stuff. I mean, I do prepare stuff, but I don't prepare word for word because I used to do that. And I was like, oh, I sound like a damn, what is that thing? Like a robot. So I used to do that, but I was like, I don't like how it sounds. So I don't do any word for word. I go off the cuff. I have my, my presentation, my flow or whatever, but I just go off the cuff because that works better for me. But I appreciate it. Thank you. That is so weird. Why was it necessary to have a jury if the judge was just going to take over? Exactly. And do it anyway. And is this protocol or legal? Listen, that's the same thing I said. I've never heard of anything like that. I thought that when the jury can't get it right, that they need to go and come back whenever they get it right. So I've never heard of anything like that. I've never heard it. But again, that's why, I just did this video. We can, see the corruption in Collin County. I think they do whatever they want to do, and especially if they don't like you, baby, if they don't like you, or if they trying to get you like they was trying to get Suzanne, please, they going to do whatever they want to do. And we see that. I mean, look at her case, how they repeatedly went back to the grand jury over and over again. And this is after the grand jury said, stop wasting taxpayers' money. There's nothing here. They continue over and over again. Just continue. Karmelo's case and Kendrick Johnson case have many similarities. I follow the parents of Kendrick's case. They are suing the judges, justice for Kendrick and Karmelo, but Kendrick died. So I don't think they're not the same because Kendrick died. Karmelo is still here. So it's that those cases are not the same at all. Kendrick was not charged with committing a crime at all. He just, mysteriously came up unalive. Or unless you're talking about the corruption part of it, maybe. And that's, Kendrick, that was somewhere in Georgia where I don't go. Okay. I don't go south. Is it south? Yeah. In Georgia, I don't go too far south. I go north. North. Don't go too far south. Okay. I mean, you can go south, but just don't go too far. Okay. Don't go too far. Because there's some places in Georgia that I won't go. That's it. Valdosta. That's it. Valdosta, Georgia. But y'all, though, the thing about Georgia is it's Black people wherever you go. It's just the amount of blacks. Okay. So like I told y'all before, I don't go places that if I call the police, they gonna show up and be all white. Okay. No, I'm not going there. Not doing it. Somebody said, put the Metcalf mugshot up. Okay, you want to see the mugshot? You want to see the mugshot? Okay, let me find it. Let me find it. There you go. There you have it. They need a 𝐟𝐸𝐵 to cover the entire county. Man, that's whew. Why not? I live 45 minutes from the Georgia. But yeah, you say why not? Because should you ask? I just told you I don't go places. Racist people are everywhere. We know this, but I don't go places where if I ever had to call police, they're gonna all be white. I don't mess with them folks like that. They be racist. A lot of times, and we done talked about this before. A lot of times when it's a place where it's all white people, they go there for a reason. They don't like black people. Why am I going there? I'm not going there. That's why. Why do I want to be? Do I look white? Okay, not saying that I want to be in a place where it's one race. Where I live is very diverse. It's very diverse. I like diversity. I don't want to see all white people every time I go somewhere. No, absolutely not. Before I choose to go somewhere and see white people every time I turn around, I just will see the black folks. I don't want to do that. No, absolutely not. Yeah, I don't, hell to the no. I done been around. I know how they are. Generally, if somebody moves in a place where it's all white people, that should tell you something. They don't want to be bothered with you. So you think I'm finna go move in their neighborhood? Hell no. No. Y'all know I'm a little crazy. I remember the police came to my house and I slammed the door in their face. Who told y'all to come here? So I'm a little crazy. My kids was laughing. I was dead serious. What are you here for? I didn't tell you to come here and you wasted my time asking me 1,000 questions. I said, boop. Because I know I can slam the door in your face. I know you can't come in my house because I didn't invite you up in here. So quit asking me questions. I don't want to be dealing with racist folks like that. Alabama was crazy for me. Born in Charleston, but resident in New York. Yeah, it's enough racism out here. It's going to happen anyway. I don't need you to be in my face thinking that you are some kind of authoritative figure, thinking you finna pull a fast one over on me. I'm not going to be able to do it. No, hell to the no. No. I mean, I don't know if you guys, whoever said that in the comments, I don't know if you was here for the whole video, but I just showed you guys a video of a judge. This lady was a judge and they railroaded her. Imagine what they'll do to me. Hell to the no. No, sir. Love the name. May you continue to shine a bright light on injustice, peace, love, and light to you and all in the chat. Have an amazing day. Thank you, Keisha Johnson, 3374. What you say? I was working in Buckhead today. I can't get out there fast enough. Yeah, that's in the city. I ain't going to Buckhead. Well, the thing about, Atlanta, it's a lot of traffic, girl. I don't know if you're a girl, a boy, whatever, but I'm not going to no Buckhead with all that traffic. No. That's smart. I don't blame you. We went to Oklahoma to visit fam and go to the 𝐟𝐸𝐫, Henrietta, Oklahoma. Still be disappearing black folks. Yeah, I can't mess with them folks like that. I can't mess. Let me just tell you why I can't. Because I don't bow down to folks. and definitely wouldn't be bowing down to a white person. Now, if I decided that I wanted to bow down to somebody, they would never be any color outside of black. Okay, so that should answer your question. I'm not going to never bow down to you. Okay, so therefore, I don't put myself in situations where I think you think that I'm going to bow down to you, because then I may just be going to see Jesus, because it's never going to happen. You done did enough to my ancestors and people in my family. You ain't never going to get it from me. I'm not bowing down to nobody. And definitely not nobody like that, okay? It ain't gonna happen. Me too. It's hard for me to comply, especially when there are different skin tones. Not that it's hard for me to comply. That was funny. That was hilarious. That was hilarious. I remember telling a coworker I was moving from Dallas out here to Allen, Texas. She said, "You know that's Collin County." Oh, girl, look, Collin County got me not even want to come to Texas. I'm telling you, because the stuff they doing out there, corruption. Somebody said I don't listen. Hello, Keisha, keeping you covered. I appreciate it. I certainly appreciate it. Guys, make sure you're liking the video. Hit that thumbs up. It's free. Hit the thumbs up. Oh, somebody say 𝐟𝐸𝐫𝐿. Okay, reservation. Okay, thank you. So what did y'all think about that video? What were your thoughts? Because when I was reading it, I was like, oh, I got a headache. This is too much. Like and I didn't know anything about it. Like I said, somebody had told me about it, but I was not expecting. I was like, whoa. So his father, Judge Roach, father was a district attorney, but I was hearing conflicting stuff because I thought somebody said his father was also a judge. I don't know. But I do know his father was definitely a district attorney. Oh, I know what I wanted to ask you all. Did you guys hear, or I don't know if you've heard this, did you all hear Jeffrey Metcalf? Do you all know if he has ever said he was a veteran? Did anybody hear that? Did anybody? Right. Yeah. Unless you from Collin County, honey, because if you Collin County, they just put you in positions. This is why we have to learn to participate in these local elections. Very important. A lot of people don't know that judges, sheriffs, and prosecutors are voted in. Yes, exactly. They voted in. That's why I said, obviously, unless you live in Collin County, child, because they said they was just putting folks in positions for the rest of their life. And we know that, the only judges that get those positions are federal judges. And I think they need to change that too. Somebody said the Texas Chainsaw Massacre hit different. Not the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Ooh, they ain't got to worry about me coming to no damn Texas. They can keep all of their bull crap right over there with them ugly hats that they be wearing. The judge, okay, you said the judge was a Marine. Okay. So I said, this case is giving me Neanderthal fatigue. Did y'all hear this idiot Jeffrey Metcalf when he said something when he said he had black fatigue? Did y'all hear that? He is so jealous. Y'all think you want to be white? Not white. He's definitely white, but y'all think you want to be black. Report Judge Roach to the State Commissioner of Judicial Conduct. He was not supposed to speak on Karmelo trial. Yeah, but you know what though? He's retiring. So he retiring. But we don't know if that man is retiring. We don't know if he's retiring. That's what he said. He said he's retired, but we really don't know. Yeah, but I'm just coming in. Well, if you just coming in, you better rewind that video. Because we at the end. We at the end, Bridget girl. You better. You said, who did he assault? So this video was about Judge Roach's father, who was part of wrongfully convicting somebody. He wrongfully convicted a judge. Well, he helped a judge to be wrongfully convicted. She ended up overturning it, although she was convicted. But girl, you have to rewind the video because we done now. But what you say here? You said, I think he jealous. You talking about Jeffrey Metcalf? I think he jealous of Black people who have got their stuff together. He seems like he's not all there, and he needs to get. Yeah, I agree. He needs to get his stuff together, and he seems like a. Oh, that's crazy that you said that, because that's the first thing I said. I said, is this man on some drugs? Like something ain't right with him. That is when I saw him. That's what it gave. I said, I don't know if it's alcohol or something. He's definitely on something. Definitely. That's what I said. I said, this guy is on something, honey. He on something bad because he look a mess. Look at this man. This man look like
Woods.
He look like he got both foot in the grave. He looks a mess. A hot mess. Why he on here talking about Black folks, and y'all say he 48. That man got to be 65 or something. Yeah, he 48. I'm 51. That man ain't 48. That man is 84. He 84. Ain't no way. Ain't no way that man is no damn 48. He 84. You got to flip them numbers. Somebody say he needs to be at somebody's AA meeting. Yeah, he look a mess. He look a mess. Yeah, that man ain't no 40-something. That's a lie. That man look a mess. Talking about he 48. Exactly. That's 84. Peel head. Something. Whiskey, bourbon, and moonshine. Wait a minute. Somebody said whiskey, bourbon, and moonshine. Right. That man. Woo. But you know what? That's that sin. When you evil and you hateful, that's what you look like. I'm telling you, being, hateful and hating people and all this spewing this crazy stuff. Yeah, that's what you're going to look like. Yes, he definitely that right there. Definitely. And they hid that man record. Hid his record. But y'all know what, though? They've been saying that about him. They had been saying that, but, I guess they hid the record. I believe he was born in night. Look, y'all act like this man is cute. This man look like hell. If death had a look, it would look like that. That man is, I believe he's 60. I believe he's 80. I believe he's 80. Yeah, he doesn't look good at all. But unfortunately, when you're an ugly person, you're spewing hate, calling people racist names, you're going to look like that. You will never see a nice looking person that's full of the devil. Well, you might, but yeah. My husband, his age, and looks nothing like that. Yeah, that man look a mess. Shout out to you. Keep reporting. We need you. Well, listen, them folks racist. They ain't never finna, talk about issues that have anything to do with us. The judge done, let these folks cuss Karmelo out. He done gave him 35 years. Yeah, Judge, we coming for your ass. So hopefully you watching, because I know that you have a relationship with this madcap boy. Yeah, while y'all telling Karmelo, look at me, boy. Yeah, you have a relationship with this madcap boy, and we gonna prove it, okay? You're cool, Keysha. You talk and move like one of my friends. Appreciate it. Somebody said gray hair. That damn man ain't got no hair. What hair? Ain't none there. I don't see it. I don't see it. What hair? That man is full of hell and full of the devil. It's given, I got both my legs in the grave, just ready to fall in. Yeah, you hating on a dang on child. You're right, Keisha. Evil and wickedness, yes, will eat you alive. Yeah, you spewing hate every single day, but you spewing hate to a 19-year-old. Come on, bro, you got to do better. Somebody said toilet seat head. Let's keep Karmelo in our prayers, waiting on the appeal. And then somebody put appeal. He's going on these like podcasts talking about the man needs help. He really needs help. He just really needs help. Talking about, he may not get it. I could not spend my energy focusing on anybody like that. Like, the man need help. But y'all know what I really think happened? I really believe that attorney told them also to not say what happened, because a lot of times you'll have an attorney and they will tell you to not tell the whole story. Did y'all know this? That what was her name? Kayla, which is Karmelo's mom, her brother, right after it happened, had went on social media and said that he got jumped. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that? So I believe he did get jumped. I believe the attorney probably told him not to say it. I don't know. But why would his uncle say he got jumped if he didn't get jumped? That was the narrative the whole entire time. But again, I don't know why. But yeah, I do, because I kind of feel like they set him up. Because if you think about it, they told him to take, he was going to take this self-defense strategy. But like most lawyers said, you can't say self-defense and then don't get up there and, say why you felt like you had to defend yourself. Look, I ain't a lawyer. I didn't think about that. Right. His uncle said, and y'all know how I know, because the video that he did on, I believe it was Nancy Grace, he said that. He said it. So you saying the uncle said that he got jumped and they had attacked him and it wasn't true? Man, get up out of here. Thank you, Cynthia. I can't read y'all names. Hoggett 6911. Thank you. I appreciate it, girl. See, I be putting this on because it's hot. And if I put this on, because sometimes I don't be want to put on that edge control stuff, child. So I just put these on and then I don't got to worry about my hair, because if I sweat, I got this right here. But yeah, I appreciate it. But yeah, they had been saying for the entire time that he had got beat up. He had got jumped. I didn't know that. I didn't know that Karmelo's uncle had said that. And that's why he was so mad. Let me show y'all a video. It's a video and he starts to talk about, I think he says Kevin Haynes, I think he says. That is the uncle. Let me show y'all this video. I think he said Kevin Haynes. I think that's the name. But he say right here, this one right here.
The white person for every fucking thing else. We're the bad ones. We're the one that held you down. Guess what? You can do everything in America that I can do. Tell me one thing you can't do that I can't do. We all have equal rights. What's it say? All men are created equal. The First Amendment protects free speech. I'm for it. Free speech doesn't guarantee you safety. Perfect example. Charlie Kirk, a man who I admired, looked up to. You know why? Because he could fight with words and logic. He didn't need fists, guns, or knives. No. He sat down and talked with you. How do you solve any situation when there's a problem? Communication. Charlie was an expert. That's one person I bet I would not want to debate. He was a walking ChatGPT. He's an asshole. Or he's the greatest guy who'll give you the shirt off his back. So they both can be right. Because I give what you get. Or what you give, or to me, I'll give you back. So, am I racist? Yeah, I'm racist against assholes. I don't like them. I could care less about the color of your skin. We all bleed the same color. Admired, looked up to.
Okay, that's the wrong one. It's this one.
I'm here with some hardcore receipts on the Austin Metcalf Carmelo Anthony trial aftermath. Jeff Metcalf got on TikTok Live and showed you his completely racist side. For him to sit there and say this wasn't about race, and this video I'm about to show you gives you an idea. And
thank you for the super chat, user JS41X6PC61. Why you just couldn't add a name to that? But I appreciate it.
into how these twins were raised and how we ended up here and how they were most likely talking to Karmelo. Look at what Jeff Metcalf had to say about slavery.
Even though they did wrong, you're going to support someone who does something against the law. You're encouraging and saying it's okay because he's a certain color. Oh, you've got more melanin than me. Ooh, so you get more in privileges, more entitlement? Because 400 years ago, someone actually sold you to us and we took you over here and put you to work. And then we had a civil war to free your ass. And now you want to talk shit? Oh, I've been so oppressed. You couldn't even vote 1960. Look how far you've come. Look at all the free shit we give you. You're not oppressed. You're fucking entitled. You know what DEI stands for? Yeah. It means I don't have to be fucking qualified. I just have to be a certain color or a race or gender. Whose broad ass idea was that? I don't know about you, but when I grew up, there was no participation trophy. Yeah. There wasn't a safe space created for me because my feelings were hurt. We had to take actual responsibility for our own actions. Wow, what a concept. If you want society to change, if you want a better place for your kids, then get involved in your kid's life, in your community, in your church. But don't sit on your couch and bitch when it doesn't go your way.
And what's crazy is in part of this video, he tries to say black fathers are not involved in their life. It's like 78% of y'all aren't even involved, when that statistic has been debunked. Black fathers are more involved in their children's life than almost any other race. Next, he has a Mark Wayne Mellon moment claiming to be Native American and goes on another racist rant. Look at this.
We are Native American. I have my Indian card and so do the boys. So if you want to talk about stolen land, yeah, that starts here.
Now he got land, okay, that we stole his land. This man is an idiot, okay?
We were here before y'all were. They took all our land and put us on a reservation. They just brought you guys over on a boat.
They just brought us over on a boat.
Let me guess, your Indian name is running around with big racist mouth bull.
The next question is, are you satisfied with the
Now, Sarah is interviewing him, by the way. You know, the agitated lady.
sentence that Karmelo Anthony received? Do you believe Austin has received justice?
That's a real easy question for me to know. Hell no.
Hell no. This man stay mad.
What is justice? Justice for me is when Austin walks through that door and can hug me. And saying, it's okay.
He said when Austin walked through that door and hugged him. Ha! Let me tell you something, Jeff. It ain't gonna happen. It is never gonna happen, bro.
It's not easy. God doesn't say that. God says there's going to be trials and tribulations. God says there's going to be people out there who will deceive you. People out there, I mean, if we want to go back Old Testament, eye for an eye, Sodom and Gomorrah, turn to stone, man lays with a man, you die. I mean, this is all your personal choices. It's none of my business. I stay in my lane. Just don't come in my lane with your. I respect everyone until they disrespect me. I've been disrespected by so many people, so many times, while I've had to sit here and take it. I'm going to tell you right now, Charleston White, you think you're funny? We'll see who's laughing. Drew Anthony, you're a.
Now, I wanted to play this, guys, because he said Drew Anthony. Now, that is allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly because I don't know, but I believe that is Kayla's brother. He was one of the people that was saying right after it happened that they got jumped. So that is why he mad with this man that he never met, because he said that his nephew got jumped. Isn't that crazy? Like, how is it that you feel like that you can have your son's back, but you think these folks is just going to abandon their people? Are you crazy, bro?
A coward, and you raised one. Kayla, you drunk.
A whole man calling a woman a B. This lady, this dude, there's something wrong with him.
What'd you do to that boy to make him stab somebody? My God, what kind of mother are you? Hey.
Oh, he did say Drew. You're right. That is his father. I forgot his father's name is Drew. I was wrong. He was talking about the father. I thought he said something. I thought he said another name. So yeah, he did say Drew. Yep, that is the father's name. That's because I just learned that that was his father's name. I didn't even realize that was the father's name. Yeah, it is Drew. Yeah, y'all right. It was the father. So remember when I said that I believe the family really knows that he got jumped? Here's another thing, y'all, because, okay. So with his appeal, and if you're an attorney, please let me know, because I ain't, okay. I was told that for the appeal, and let's say they go through a new trial, I was told that the only evidence they can use is the evidence that they currently have. Here's my one question. The family, y'all need to just say what happened. Because if your son was jumped, I'm not sure what y'all holding on for now. Okay. They done put him in jail for 35 years. It cannot get any worse than that. It can't get any worse than that. It can't. So I get that they didn't say anything before, but look, listen, he was jumped. I didn't say anything because the lawyer said that, that he had his strategy or whatever that was. Y'all gonna have to say something, because at this point, people, I mean, we believe it because we are familiar with our own people. We can tell by mannerisms. We know that Karmelo is not a monster. We know that he didn't just do something like that. So we know something else that, we know. And then with all of the inconsistent stories, I mean, it's not hard to figure out, but I do believe that y'all need to just say that he got jumped. I mean, you don't need to hold on to it anymore. It's not going to hurt the case. Just say it. Like, they are lying, okay? They ain't gonna stop lying. Just say it.
Kevin Hayes, you fucking liar. Day after it happened. How many lies did you sit and type up on your keyboard? What'd you do to that boy to make him stab somebody? My God, what kind of mother are you? Hey, Kevin Hayes, you fucking liar.
Kevin Hayes. I'm sorry, guys. It wasn't the father. Kevin Hayes. So I may have said Drew. I didn't mean Drew. I mean Kevin Hayes. Kevin Hayes, from what I understand, is Kayla's brother. Now, when I watched him in another interview, he was saying that Kevin Hayes was basically had said that he got jumped. Why would he say that if it didn't happen? So that's why I'm saying this is what, look, y'all realize now that them people set y'all up. You realize that now. But guess what? Don't hold it another day. Don't hold it another day. It's not going to hurt him. It ain't. Tell it.
Liar. Day after it happened. How many lies did you say?
You hear him? He said the day after it happened. How many lies? Again, if he don't like the narrative, it's a lie. This guy was saying that Karmelo got jumped. You see how pissed off he is? We know that Melo didn't just do that. Like, and in all honesty, with the way that they're saying how deep this cut was, I'm believing what other folks is saying. He had to fall on that shit because I don't believe he did that either. Y'all not telling the whole story. I think your son is more involved than you care to know or you really know, but you want somebody to go to jail for it. But it was your son. Your son should go to jail. He is responsible for it.
And type up on your keyboard, you big keyboard warrior. You a big tough man. You still live in Baton Rouge?
You see, he called him a keyboard warrior because he has an issue with Kevin Hayes saying that Karmelo got jumped. You see, they don't want to have that conversation. They get you mad, okay? Make you want to drink another beer or something, you know, some liquor. I don't know, do a little or something. He don't want to talk about that. He gets very angry, much like your sons, very angry.
Remember you said you'd come to Frisco, Brody? You're supposed to find me. I told you we could sit down and talk.
Now he want to fight the uncle. This man is unhinged.
That's all you do. Talk, Mr. Squeaky Clean. You're the only one in your family without a damn record.
He the only one in his family without a record. But what it is right here. Because them folks say you've been doing some nasty old stuff. You little nasty dog. Why did you do that to that lady? Why did you do that to that lady? And then had the nerve to get your record sealed. I know you embarrassed. You should be. You should be. You should be nasty.
I guess that's something to brag about in your culture.
Well, what they brag about in your culture is messing with kids, women, and dogs.
You people hang your hat on the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Let me make one up. Y'all can let me make something racist up so y'all can go viral. I got a new name for Mello, okay? Because he was such this little boy I was trying to portray. How about Watermelon Felon?
Have you ever saw a grown person that pressed about a child? That's weird. It's very weird. It's very weird. Okay, guys. So we've been on here 2 hours, 17 minutes, and 52 seconds. I'm about to get up out of here, child. Listen. But it was real. Share this video. You know, content creators, let them folks know that them folks down in Collin County, Texas, honey, they even locking up the judges if they don't like you. They are corrupt down there, y'all. We got to get Karmelo out of this jail, okay? I'll catch y'all in the next video. Make sure you guys like the video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that and make sure you hype the video up. See y'all later.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm listening. Go on. Yes, I'm typing it all down.
Clear, spilling tea, no fear, no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. I don't lies right here. Spilling tea, no fear. I'm still here. Da 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 da. talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Make sure you subscribe to Lakeysha Keysha, my dear. Hey, I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here.
Stretch words like
Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. Make sure you subscribe to the Lakeysha Keysha channel.